actually, maybe you can send me the video after. I didn't know you can record it.
Sure.
So I can go back and take a look, and then my partner can maybe watch too. I have so many questions. So is it okay if I just kind of shoot?
Sure. Go for it.
Okay. So while doing so, watching your YouTube video, I saw that the way that you find contractors in all these different states it's really awesome and easy, but Facebook actually changed. So when I went to go and, for example, go into the search bar and I put Chicago, like, what did you say? Fencing in Chicago.
Yeah.
And then what comes up when you click on people, it's just an add button to add them, like for a friend request. It no longer has the option with the 3 dots to just mass message people. So I'm wondering, have you worked around that?
Okay, so I'm gonna show you my screen, and I'll show you what I see because my Facebook didn't update because I didn't want it to. So I'm still here at your Facebook's different, right?
Yeah. Ugh, I don't like the new one. I wish I could go back to that.
I'm pretty sure you can go into your settings, and you can actually you could change the platform or the way it is. I remember seeing that somewhere. You just
Yeah.
have to mess around with it and go on
Okay.
Google or YouTube and search up a way to get the old platform back.
Okay.
That's 100% doable.
Oh, here. Oh, maybe not. Okay. All right. I'll figure it out. But so then you go into the search bar, correct? And then you put, whatever, like, job you're, so for example, I'm doing really well in fencing right now. Like, I have so many leads. So you would just put fencing and then the area, right? So fencing Chicago, and then whatever comes up under that, like people's Facebook. So I'm looking right now and it's like all of these people have fencing in their name, and then you would just mass message, right? And then that's how you find your contractor.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. That's good to know. Yeah, so it's not actually giving, oh wait, let's see. People.
So
Yeah, it doesn't give me the option to message them anymore. So I would actually have to go in and message them myself. But
mind if you show me your screen just so I can see what you're looking at for further help?
sure. I'm on my phone, so let me just, how do I, okay. Okay, so over here is like where I typed it in. Then I clicked on people. And then if you look at their name, the only thing that it has is just like the add button.
Okay, so what if you click Darlene, right? Click Darlene.
Okay.
And then you
And
go.
then just message. Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So what you could do is to make it easier, you can right click or whatever computer you have, right click and open their profile link in a new tab. No. Like when you're initially clicking Darlene from the search, you do is you right click that.
Ha! Got it.
There you go. So you would do that and you would mass send like that.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Sure, absolutely.
Awesome. It's like the little things, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, I've been doing this for years and this is like, this is just what I'm good at. And I guess we spend so much time trying to be masters at everything, but then when we look back, we're like, I was really good at this for the longest time, and I never really thought like I could leverage that and provide value to people like that. So that's just my piece of the puzzle, and it's my pleasure to help.
I love that. That's so positive. That's like totally putting me in such a good mood. I love that. Okay, so let me just open up. My next question is, what does your contract look like with your contractors? Where did you create it?
So I had my partner, Tucker, when he got it from his lawyer, and he already had a few other documents to utilize. I mean, you can generate a simple sales service agreement through Rocket Lawyer.
That's what I use.
You could use Rocket Lawyer. You could use anything. I already have all the documents laid out that we had a professional lawyer laid out for us. And we were charging people $100 for the partnership agreement for the contractor, the sales service agreement, and then there was a third contract. I think it was privacy documents. I'm not sure which document, but they were all for the broker business. We had them all laid out. We sold about 30 contracts. So So people have
Wow.
been using them. They've been successful with them. You know, if you want those, I can definitely hook you up with those. But
Okay.
if you're gonna do it on your own, you could use Rocket Layer.
Okay, perfect. So, well, it's good that I was in the right direction anyway. I am on Rocket Lawyer, but I have something very simple just because I'm waiting to create some more income here and then I can, get a lawyer because
Yeah,
it's not cheap to get a lawyer, right? So, but it's good that I was in the right direction. Great.
I would definitely not even don't even worry about getting a lawyer or paying all that. I would just work with people like myself or whoever else you decide to work
Yeah.
with to model your contracts off of. You have to pay a little bit, whatever. Um,
Yeah.
but you know, in the beginning, what the contract, all you need is a service agreement, and you gain their trust, and um, the client is going to appreciate that you have something like that to protect their end, but also
Yeah.
to establish understanding that if anything happens on the job that leads to excess expense, it's on the contractor, not on you, because
Hmm.
that's how you easily mess up. You can make 10K, and then it's like, well, the contractor messed up, he left, and I'm stuck here dealing with this. And on the service
Yeah.
agreement, I didn't lay out that it was on the contractor. So that's how you easily lose $10,000 like we did.
Holy shit. Oh my God, get out. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Oh wow, that's okay. That's a lot. Oh, that's really good to know. I actually currently only have a contract for my contractor. It's almost like instead of taking on, I'm still connecting client and contractor. I'm setting up the meetings. I'm delivering the proposal, but for the most part, I'm like almost selling my lead. I'm just asking for 10% return, but like, I'm just kind of getting more excited because I feel like I can really expand. You know what I mean? And I'm just going to go to my last question because I'm too excited to hold it back. I was wondering how or I don't know if you and Tucker are still working together, how you'd feel about partnering up and splitting profits so I can learn from you. And every job that I get, I would totally feel that it'd be 50%, like cutting in half. I saw the way that you had everything laid out. I saw that you expanded to the entire, well, it was almost like you expanded to different states. I don't know which states particularly, but if that's something that you'd be interested in.
So I recently I partnered with two guys in the group, Jeremy
Okay.
Reynolds and Justin Kopet. And were you at the UFD event in Utah?
I had some family event come up and I couldn't make it. I was really bummed about it. Did you go?
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
That's
I,
awesome.
I shot a video with Chris, me and Tucker, and one of, I'm actually one of Chris's personal mentees. This guy
Mm.
dropped between us, he dropped 250K. He personally mentored by Chris, and I met him through IG without knowing he was being personally mentored by Chris, and then we both just linked up at the event, and turned out that we were all connected. And this guy,
Awesome.
it was just crazy. But now this guy Eric, he's my client, and I'm helping him generate business for his
Okay.
his business. So it's crazy how all this connected. But let me root back.
Okay.
I'm partnered with Eric, Justin, and Jeremy fell off. My number one thing is that obviously that you're serious and that you're gonna continue moving forward, because it's I feel like when I invest my time, I want to make sure that when I pour water in the bucket, there's no holes in the bottom. It's not draining. It's filling. So then it's we have a bucket to look at. It's pretty heavy, and then we're like, look at the bucket that we filled. And I'm like, hey, look at that. You know what I mean,
110%. I don't think I've ever been more committed and motivated. I'm really big on learning. I really am. And as soon as I'm given tools, I really run with it. That's just how I am as a person. On the side, my real job, my real dream, I'm a yoga instructor. So I'm constantly manifesting positivity. I really believe in this. And it's just really, so like the divine timing of things, right? You met, his name is Eric, right, on
it
Instagram.
was
And then
ridiculous.
a
Vibrations were
hundred
there.
percent. Right. So it's kind of like people come into your life for a reason. And then here you are actually making things happen, growing your business, which is where I'm at. I just feel that I need to learn more. I need to learn from people that have experience. And this is my first time doing something this amazing, but also the effort that I'm putting in and just the return. I feel like I'm struggling a little bit because I've been doing it since May. I've put in 2 grants and I like, if I pull up my pipe, I'm so excited about it, but what is it? 4 proposals made. So I'm like, that's awesome for me. It's just, but it's been since May, right? And I'm like, I wish that was bigger. So I'm pretty serious. You know what I mean? I'm 110% serious if you are. I know that you have kind of a lot on your plate. It seems like you're working with a lot of people, but I wouldn't let you down, especially if you gave me the tools.
Absolutely. I would just like some time to just think about how, like, 'cause I know
Absolutely.
all these different relationships are like, it's like all person to person type relationship. It's like your piece of the puzzle that you need is different than what this person needs.
Yeah,
More or less, I would, I would be interested. I just want some time to think about it.
absolutely. You don't have to commit to anything right now. 100% understand that.
My initial thoughts are that I'm working with, and I have a couple questions just so I can learn a little bit more about, what you're doing. Um,
Sure.
this guy Justin that I'm working with, he's a very smart guy. He's dealing with a lot of the reason why I work with him, and I didn't know exactly um, like what I was getting myself into when I decided to work with him. But
Sure.
we met at the event, and he was sitting behind me, and Chris was like, "Oh, say hi to somebody, high five somebody," and high fived him. I was like, "What's up, dude?" He was like, "What's up? You're Charlie." I was like, "Yeah," and I looked at him like, "You're Justin." He's like, "Yeah." So we started talking, and I learned a little bit about what he was doing, um,
Sure.
and he was like, we followed each other on IG. I connected with him, and we talked. And I helped him out, and then he was like, "Dude, I really, really want to like continue working with you." And at the time,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, and I was partnered with one guy, and I was developing these other relationships. And I was like, "Okay, well, like let me think about it. Let me see how I can help you." So we cultivated our partnership and our agreement. I was like, "Okay." So then to find out that the reason why he's so serious is because his father just, between us, something happened. His father just passed away 4 months ago, and he's in a really bad spot, and he's like, I got to do something to help my mom and I, and um, and I'm all about family. Like my values are, my mission is obviously for my family and my people, everybody close to me, and
Yeah.
Chris is the same way. His whole team's the same way. Everybody there was just like super, super emotional, like just
Mm,
crazy, crazy emotional. But I was like, okay, so we started shooting, and we've been strategizing since. And together, just about a weekend, he's generated $800. I helped him like get rid of the things that weren't working, and then whatever was working, we're fanning, and we're like growing. You know what I mean?
yeah, I love it. That's amazing.
So, the way that like I see that we could possibly partner is where like I get you into my server, um, and I get you guys linked up, and you guys can talk about like what you guys are doing, and then you guys can bounce off each other, and we have our collaborative meetings, and we could possibly all partner on individual things that are working, but where you may lack in one thing, he may do really well in, and
Right.
I've already built out the back end system for, to how to cultivate, how to like structure out a team. I have access to tons of virtual assistants in the Philippines that have like been embedded in like AT&T, Verizon, Best Buy, all sorts of customer support ends, call centers, IT support. Like I paid a guy named Ravi Abuvala. He runs scaling with systems, and I paid a premium to get access to his systems course,
Sure.
his weekly trainings, and access to his VAs. So not only would you be plugged in with somebody else I'm working with, partnership opportunities, connections, plus when you scale this thing, you're gonna have access to like workers who you only pay like realistically $2.50 an hour.
Oh my
They're
God.
professional as heck.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I'm like, Wow. Like there's just like, that's a lot, like a very positive, a lot of good things. That would be an incredible opportunity. And, you know, I would just like to take this moment, because you told me something that's pretty, your friend's dad passed away. So he's got values and he's got purpose and he's got drive. A little bit about me and my background, just so I can just open that up to you. My partner has 2 kids, Melanie and Haley. One's turning 13 and one's turning 10 next month. So they're very important to me. I'm literally in the basement right now. I currently live with my parents. My partner and I moved out of our place, and we stopped searching for a home because we needed a safety net. And I've always had this limiting belief that I couldn't create the life I wanted to because my parents suffered financially growing up. I mean, like, I remember eating ramen noodle like all the time, you know what I mean? And I'm just tired of that, and I don't want to have that for my kids. And I want to be able to create the life that I essentially wanted for myself and I want for them. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able, like, everything that Chris has ever said, all of his videos I've been following for 2 years now. I want to take the real estate and run with that as well when I have the finances to do that. But I don't think that money creates happiness. However, I do feel like it creates a comfortability and a cushion so that I can manifest, you know what I mean? I can create and open up my own yoga studio. I can create a safe space for people to come into, but I want to take this seriously. I really, really want to create that life for myself. And I'm willing to do quite literally anything to get there. I'm very serious about it. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Oh, I completely understand. You know, like I always thought that, I don't know. I've been just trying myself to just build all these dreams, and I thought the same thing. Money eventually would find my happiness and all this, but it doesn't. You know, it creates the safety net, and it creates opportunity for yourself to have experiences, to bless others with resources, because money is just one value, because value comes in terms of your energy, your how you speak to people, like how you help people emotionally, you know, the knowledge, money is just one small part of it. And having the money will allow you to build your passions, because once you build some passive and active streams of income, I've realized in my experience, and like I'm still building, like I'm not exactly where I foresee myself, but I'm getting there, you know, day by day. And you build these active and passive flows to then, like, you know, you want to create, let's say, a podcast for yoga, manifestation, you know, your spiritual aspects, because I see that's, you know, it's what you're about. And like for me, like I'm the same way. I love delving into, you know, spiritual, you know, topics. I love touching on, you know, the real, you know, nitty gritty topics to talk about. But what it comes down to, no, forget that but. And what it comes down to
Yes.
is that we do need to you know, keep ahead in both spaces, because I've been, you know, on the end of like of where I'm like, you know, screw capitalism, I'm over this, I just want to go move out to the jungle and just like forget all this. Then I'm like back and forth, you know what I mean by that? So
100%. We could all just go and get a plot of land and create our own little commune, and I'm ready for it. I totally am there.
So like, excuse me, I'm working on the like too. No more like or but.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh. So keeping my head in the capitalist society, and we need to do things in order to survive and build that money to build our passions and to help the people around us. So I'm on the same page with you. I understand where you're coming from. It would be my pleasure to help and build each other up, because it's time to act. We're in a funny time in this world, and we don't have time to sitting around, because it's go time, you know, for
it's
people.
100% go time. And I mean, I know this time is really hard for people. One, that's why I'm so eager to get a pedal to the metal, because I do want to open up my own yoga studio and create a space for people to feel that they can, you know, have that space. But two, I think this is a perfect time for opportunity. I wholeheartedly think that Chris, in doing this and creating that opportunity for other people, he made the right choice. I mean, I can't I have so many people just with fencing, you know what I mean? That people want they want privacy, especially in Chicago. I know you said you're from Des Moines, Iowa. I have a couple friends out there, and I'm sure you've probably been to the city. But with everything going around, people, they want safety. And it's crazy how many people are coming to me with just the fencing. So I know that there's opportunity, and I'm hungry. So
Facts.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. So yeah, I'm gonna ponder on it. I like to do my one of my mentors taught me quantum entrainment, where you set the intention, just focus on it, less thinking of it, just pondering on it, let it be, and then whatever comes out of it, like I know I always want to make the highest and best decisions. And that always is the case. Everything is always working out best case scenario, and everything goes my way always. So it goes our way always. So do you have any other questions that I can help assist right now, aside from which, if you like me to,
Charlie,
yeah.
can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel like you were saying awesome stuff, and I word.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You're like in and out a little bit.
Is
Hey,
it on my end? I'm so sorry. Hi.
don't worry about it. It's okay.
You can? Okay. I
Yeah, I hear you.
just sent you a Facebook message just because I wasn't sure.
I
I'm
got
sorry. I don't know if it's on my end.
you. No, it's okay. I'm in no rush. This is what I do. This is what I do full time. So I mean, I'm literally just sitting in a coffee shop, just drinking espresso, chilling. So it's okay.
Honestly, that coffee shop looks so badass.
It is.
I love coffee shops, but that looks like legit. Like I can see the art behind you, and I'm like, I want to go there.
Yeah, this is first time I'm here. It's called Mahalo's. My friend's mom just told me to come here because like I got sick, and then Tucker got sick, and then he's at home, and she's sick, and everybody's getting sick. I'm like, yo, I need to just get the heck out of this house.
Like, well, holy shit. What do you mean? Like COVID? Like you got sick?
I I don't even like. I'm not like. I know everybody else is like scared about getting sick and shit. I'm just like, I'm really not. It's not that big. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's like a can of worms. I hear you. My partner and I, like, I'm not on the bandwagon of constantly wearing my mask. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've probably been to like 10, 15 states since the outbreak. I recently I just came back from Italy back in November. So I was in a lot of these hotspots. And I mean, even if I do get sick, everybody's like, stay away from me. They're all weird. And I'm like, I'm unfazed, and I'm like, if it's my time, it's my time. But guess what? Whatever happens is a culmination or a combination of all the decisions I made. So if I eat my immune system shit, that's my fault.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I had somebody deny me, like actually get mad at me because I wanted to hug them. So I was like, this is crazy. I'm a hugger. You know what I mean? Like I can't, I respect it. Don't get me wrong. Like I respect if you want to wear your mask. I respect if you don't want to hug, but it's just the mentality, the attitude of the collective is changed. And so that's another reason, right? Like it's another reason to manifest financial stability.
Facts. No, I'm with it. I'm absolutely with
Yeah.
it. So I can show you Google Trends, and I can show you how to like really piece out some of these niche services and kind of check out the market. But
Awesome.
do you have any other questions before we continue?
I feel like I have a lot of different questions, but maybe we should just start with the Google Trends because I think that's initially what I reached out to you for.
Sure. So I'm gonna create a video for that today too, because like I think it's I think it's really powerful, and I've used it for a lot of things, and I know there's tons of people who are weary of it, And even the guy that I'm working with, he's like,
Yeah.
no, who was it? No, I had a call somebody this morning named Jacob, and he was like, well, like, I'm worried about all this and that. Like, do you actually use this? I'm like, yeah, dude, I use it. I mean, Google is where everybody searches. Like, if you have a question, if you want to know how to make money, first thing you usually do as a kid is like, go on Google, how do I make money online? Am I right?
Right.
It's like Google is the place. So I gave him an example. So if you look here, Google Trends, like, let's go back to the beginning though.
I'm going to follow along with you.
Okay. So Google Trends is amazing. First off, you can search anything you'd like. So when you use it, you basically understand the psychology, how people think and search. If you search up flights, you'd see that within February and March, it declined because of this whole pandemic. Oops. Right? So, like, you see how the flights decline. So if you search flights, let's say, like, boom, see that? Everything dropped.
Whoa.
And you'd be like, wow, the market is good. My rule of thumb is that if the business is over 50% for the half end remaining of the year, it's a good business, it's a good service, or it's a good product. But if it's below the 50% for the remaining 50% of the year, it's not a good business. I disregard everything because I have cheap flights. I don't care. My people fly, and I'm still gonna do it regardless. So I'm like token in the market. I don't care. But if you were gonna advertise this, wouldn't be a good time. Just wouldn't. So I'll give you another example. It's a funny example.
Wow.
You search up like Kanye West. Remember he had that social outbreak, right? For whatever reason, call it. I don't know if you ever heard of something called MK Ultra, like the whole conspiracy type thing. Yeah.
Conspiracies for sure.
So he had his he spoke out, and what happened is his search volume went up like crazy, and it went back to nowhere. So like you see how media and search volume, they correspond. So when you keep ahead and you see what's going on, you understand. Like, if you type in, let's just type in fencing. You'll see like fencing got real big around COVID because people were like, yo, I don't want people in my space. So you were right. And I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's crazy. Look at that. That's wow. Okay.
So that being said, second thing is look at these states. You see where it's where the top searches of fencing are coming from, and you can use other software to see like what actual search volume you get per each search term. Like you can find out how many searches fencing is getting every month. Google used to give it to you for free, now they charge. But you can find third-party services. I had this website that you could type in and you could see approximately how many searches it gets worldwide. But then you use that information on top of this to see where it's, where it's really popping.
Yeah. Wow. This is gold. Holy moly. This is like a game changer. I also, okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I noticed that you had leads in different states, or at least that's how it was coming up. How risky is that?
Pretty risky.
I was like, but in the same token, I feel like you can learn a lot from taking risks. So are you just expanding your all of your apps?
Yeah. It's the risk is that you're gonna lose money. The upside is that you're gonna make money. So like it's a matter of how well connected you are with your contractor and what kind of relationship you can cultivate, because at the end of the day they can get up and just take the leads, fine.
Wow. How do you secure that?
You just try it, I've had these other guys, Tyler and Dalton, that we partnered with. I didn't partner with them. I kind of just like sold them my knowledge and was like, here's everything, just go for it. And this is when I
Yeah.
started. And we, what was it? I lost my train of thought.
No, you're okay.
So Dalton was doing roofing leads, and he had some leads come in, and the contractor just took them, and then they were like, he set appointments, people were ready to go, and the contractor just wouldn't show up. So I feel like it's a matter of vetting the contractors, establishing what their vision is. If they could take on more work, you let them know, hey, look, I'm looking to take already successful businesses and contractors with their services and create even more success. I'm not looking to take an in-the-ground business and turn you around. I'm looking to take somebody who's already successful and expand and help generate an extra $10,000 to $100,000 in your business every month. And if you're not looking to scale that much, then I don't know if it'd be a good fit. So it's like right off the bat, you kind of qualify whether they're in the right state of mind to take on more work and have the team members to do it. So you got to establish that before anything, because last thing you want to do is go off on a whim and spend $1,000 and you're like, yep, this is a done deal. I'm going to make all this money. And then they just turn around and answer you. They take your leads, or they do shitty work, or any of the small nuances that could go wrong. So
Wow.
that
Yeah.
so be wary. But, you know, you have people that you can rely on, that you can learn from. I mean, it's, you know, like I never do anything without either hiring a coach or partnering with somebody who knows what they're doing, because I'm over that. I've spent so much money on BS, and I'm just so over it, and I'm just done. I'm never
Yeah.
gonna work again. Never.
Yeah. Yeah. I
No.
100% get that.
I'm never gonna be poor. I may be broke, but I'm never gonna be poor ever,
Yeah.
ever again.
That's amazing. That's amazing that you can say that with such confidence. You know what I mean? That's really, really wonderful. That's where I'm right there with you. Okay. So that's really good to know. I've experienced 2 contractors on one job for fencing that backed out on me, and it made my business look awful. And I finally found one good contractor, but all good things. I'm duly noted everything that you just said, just making sure that they're in the right mindset and they can take on the work, and they're, you know, they're good to go as far as morals, and they're not going to take the leads from you, you know?
Absolutely.
Let me see, what does,
I want to just show you this one last thing, just so you understand how to like utilize it.
oh yeah, go.
So you see all these states. I would say find a state that's not like super hot, because sometimes the market's oversaturated. Maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe so. You can
Okay.
test to find out. So, you know, look through, like, you know, I would say the best spot is like right in the middle. Find somewhere where it's like not oversaturated, it's not too underrated, but it's right in the middle. Indiana, Colorado. So where are you located exactly?
I'm in the northwest suburb of Chicago. I'm in Algonquin.
Illinois?
Yeah.
Okay. So Illinois, you could do your advertising in Illinois. It's projected to shoot back up. It went up. It's doing good. You could see the exact locations that it's hottest in. I would shoot in these areas, and find something relative to where you are and to where it's hottest, right in the middle. So then you can actually be there in person if you need to be, because one of the main key performing indicators, or the KPIs, is that when you're quick and then you show up and you have a written contract in person and or an opportunity for them to sign it online, you show that you're a real person, they trust you, because it's easy. It's harder to close a deal when you're not there in person. But when you show up, guarantee you're going to close it pretty much every time. For the first one there, your contractor shows up with you, you're a tag team, you're rocking. You're going to make it happen, you know?
Sure. That's, yep, 100%. I do have a question for you referring to the contract. What's the purpose of your contract with the client? So because on my end, I'm generating leads. I guess I'll explain further because I feel like my question's a little bit broad. On my end, I generate the leads. I hire the contractor. Well, I don't necessarily hire. I ask to partner with the contractor. I have him sign the agreement so he agrees to all the terms, which is basically I'm getting 10% of the job and that I deliver the proposal so I know exactly how much the client's paying and then how much I would be receiving in return. And a couple other things, but those are basically the two main ones. So I guess my question for you is, are you more involved than that? And what is the purpose of your contract with the client?
So depending on the service and the margins, you can go ahead and you can do profit split, or you could go ahead and just get material cost, labor cost. This is the cost. This is what you're charging on top to make your profit.
Right.
Or you could just do labor cost, material, and say, I want X amount of dollars of whatever you're upcharging. I want this type of percentage off of this. You could go either or. But my thing is that if you're in person and you're there and you can see this, you could say, Mr. Contractor, I want you to show up, give me your cost, get labor, get material costs, call all these material suppliers, find out the general cost of the supplies, get their general pricing, because then you can kind of combine it and you can manipulate your own numbers and you can dictate how much you make on each job. So if you're very competitive and your contractor is willing to work with you on volume, you may be able you may have to pay them a little bit more in the first job to gain their trust. But after you gain their trust, you can say, okay, well, look, you can't go ahead and pay your premium every time. And the guy's going to be like, well, no, I want to make $1,500 off the job. Well, it's like, if this job's going to take you 2 days, I don't think you've ever made $1,500 in 2 days before. In my think, I'm not going to say that, but it's like the contract, you're not making $1,500 in 2 days. You're making a solid $100, $200 a day in what you're doing. I know, because that's what contractors do. You work for somebody else, so don't try and, me, because I'm the hand that feeds. And you need to make them realize, like, I hold all the cards. You don't. I'm here to help you, and you're here to help me. So, understanding that, and when you're there in person, understand all that stuff, track it, 30 days, test everything, see what's going on, understand those prices in the market. Then I would say for you, I would say upsell. I would say get those numbers and upsell and try to make your first job, shoot for like $300. See if you can make $300. And then the next couple of jobs, as you start understand the market, you can go ahead and upsell, $500 a buck. You can, and if it's like a big job, you can charge more. And I'm going to give you another golden nugget. Have you ever heard of SOD area calculator?
Was it mentioned? I feel like I do remember hearing that. SOD calculator?
Watch SOD. Yeah. Watch this. They just changed it to 10 free searches, which is BS. But if we type in, let's say my address in Jersey, right?
Okay.
So this is where I live in Jersey.
Oh, okay.
You can't even see my house. So let's do the house across the street here. So this is my neighbor, all right? So they have this whole fenced area. So what we would do is make sure we would go, okay, so you need a fence you want to cover your whole backyard? Awesome. So we'd measure the outlay.
Yep.
Oops. Can we get the perimeter? All right, there you go, perimeter.
Right.
It's kind of hard to do with the area calculator.
I've actually done this on, Google Maps that I did it when I was doing SOD. I did SOD for like maybe 2 days. But I was only in Chicago and everybody in Chicago has grass.
So, I mean, you can kind of get the perimeter, like, look, it's 333 feet. And then if this is a small portion of one side, you can kind of say, okay, well, you got about 300 square feet. You can kind of guesstimate in your head and then know from previous jobs, it's going to cost me this much material. It's going to do this, X, Y, and Z. You can kind of calculate without having to have an appointment. So when they ask for pricing, if it's a small job, you can give them a quote right on the phone. Be like, yeah, well, based on previous jobs, we're looking at, based on your offer, we're looking at, $1,750 minus your $250 voucher. We're going to be sitting at $1,500. That could be a $500 profit for you. It's $1,500. What do you think? They're gonna be like, well, I got to think about it. Well, hey, look, if you book with me here in the next 2 days, I'll take off an additional $100. And we'll be sitting at $1,400 plus tax. What do you think? And they're gonna be like, oh, well, I'm gonna have to pay $1,500 if I don't book in 2 days. But if I book here or tomorrow,
Wow.
I get $1,400. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get it off, and they're saving $350. And all you did was price manipulate. Your cost was already $1,000. You bumped it up to $750, took off $250, an additional $100, and now you're sitting at 14, making $400.
Yeah, that's wow. That's like for real. That's good business talking. And okay, so it sounds like you kind of do a lot of you're calling the people about material. So you're figuring out the material, correct? And you're figuring out the numbers, and then you basically let the contractor know how much the job is going to be and how much they're going to be making, right? So you're okay. So I feel like I can change up my game. I feel like that's aggressive in the best way, and I do think that that's probably the smartest way to go about it. I feel like I'm giving too much. I don't know the word I'm thinking of, but I think I should just have a handle on things more so and have more control.
Yeah, and that's why I think having a partner is important. And to answer your second question, which I do believe you could partner with Justin. This guy, I don't know, he may not be in the same area as you, but he has a few things he's working on, and I would love to see you guys collaborate and see what you guys can do together. He has drive, you have drive, you guys can do it. To answer your second question about the contract is to establish 50% collection of payment up front, to establish understanding that the other 50% is going to be collected post completion of the job and complete satisfaction. Expense and damages are left up to the contractor to deal with. And four, to kind of gain their trust and to show legitimacy, and for them to know that this is happening, this is real, it's good. There's all that. So yeah, that's why we do the contracts.
Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. How do you deliver the contracts? Do you visit? I mean, if you're not close to the area, right? So you have different states that you're working in. How do you deliver it on, like what platform, I guess?
DocuSign.
Okay. That's what I use. Okay. All right. That's, I'm sorry, just taking in everything.
Oh, good.
Who's the gentleman that you wanted to introduce me to that might be willing to partner with me? What's his first name?
His name's Justin.
Justin.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity here. I hope you got a lot of value out of this.
I definitely did.
Have any other last questions? Let me see.
I'm sorry I took up so much of your time. I really appreciate it.
No, absolutely. It's my pleasure. But yeah, I mean, do you have any other further questions before we kind of conclude this thing? I mean, it was a pleasure speaking with you. Great energy.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. You as well. I don't think honestly, I've like information overload. I think it's probably best to just kind of take in, maybe rewatch this video. How do I rewatch this video if I wanted to?
So I'm going to create a playlist on YouTube, and I'm going to post some of these like interviews, not interviews, but like whatever you call it, these sessions. I'm going to create a playlist where people can watch. I'm going to post like a couple of them for like just general audience. So ours is going to be on YouTube. In the future, I'm going to like, these are golden. I'm gonna start using these for like, my private course here by the end of the year. But this one and the one I just did previously are gonna be on YouTube. I'm gonna try to upload it today. But you'll be able to find it on YouTube, so you can rewatch it as many times as you need.
Perfect. Thank you. And then of course, you know, like I said, I'm super eager. I'm hungry and I'm really excited. And, you know, I know that you have a lot to think about, but if I can get in touch with Justin, that'd be really awesome. I just want to get the ball rolling, you know, like
Sure.
I'm down here every morning. I'm down here working. So it'd be really, really awesome to have a partner with and see this take off and skyrocket,
Sure.
see where it goes. So
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time.
yeah.
I appreciate, I really, no, I swear to God, yeah, oops. I really do enjoy talking with people and helping and just, and having stable people who are building themselves, because I feel as if I can lean on people, and that's what Chris does. He has a team. He leans on them. They love him. They trust him. He loves them. He trusts them. And success is no mystery. It leaves clues, and there's a path, and you know,
Mm,
not wrong to
mm,
model it after people who are already doing it. That's how they do it, and you know
yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah, that's so, so true. And I'd also like to offer, because you gave me a free session, I can teach yoga virtually. I do it all the time. So if you or your friends or Justin, whoever would be interested in free meditation or yoga, please let me know. Because I mean, you gave me your free time. I would love to exchange services too.
Sure.
Because I appreciate it. I'm the same way, connection, people, we have to lean on each other, right? I mean, it's all about connection.
Yeah. The last final thing I'll say is like part of like what I really discuss and delve into is before we conclude, do you have IG by any chance?
Yeah, I was actually gonna say, can you add me?
Sure.
So it's ASHTREE, and then let's see, while I'm on my phone, I think it's an underscore yogi, YOGI, Ash Tree Yogi.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just found you here. Um,
Okay.
you'll see me. I like to have fun with my IG. It's called God Destruction Siege. I just like to have fun. I
Cool.
based it off of the Hinduistic deity Shiva. You familiar?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I learn about Shiva all the time. Whoa, okay. Right on. That's sweet.
yeah. So I base it off of Shiva, and I watch this show called Dragon Ball, where they have God of Destructions, which like are the balance of with destruction comes creation in an
Yeah.
emotional and whatever transformative way. And I'm a Scorpio, so like Pluto transformation, whole nine. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Local concepts. But yeah, Shiva, badass. That's awesome.
Yes. So, yep. So, last thing I was gonna say is social media. If you look at my IG, we could do like a collaborative live where you can talk about you know, your personal business, your philosophy, what you like to do. That's how I build my IG. Um, and I like to help people model their IGs to gain more business, because I literally make probably an additional $3,000 to $5,000 a month just through IG, not including Facebook.
Dude, what? Oh my, teach me your fucking ways. I'm sorry to swear, but like that's for real amazing that you've like taken that block that so many, me included, that so many people put up, and it doesn't allow them to move forward. And that's where I'm at. I'm taking that block out. So
Yeah.
it's really good to hear that you've just created such an awesome life for yourself. It's so simple. Yeah, I'd be down to do that on your Instagram for sure.
This this is I just collected this yesterday, but it was 1180. Not
Oh
not
my God.
not all of it is always profit, but I mean like the revenue. I mean I literally
Right.
like cash out payments. The only thing that scares me is tax. Hopefully the IRS don't see this shit. I hate even thinking about it, because it's like
Are you putting like, so
yes,
that's another thing too,
it's a
for
whole
sure.
um
I
but
know. I've
I had a lot of losses, so I could write things off.
There you go. There you go. Cool. So I'm gonna add you back. And then yeah, just keep in touch. Let me know. You know, I have my phone on me all the time. Do you want to take my email or my phone number, or do you want to just reach out through Instagram? I mean, you have my
Um,
email, business email.
You could just go ahead and send me your number.
Okay.
So I have it. I'll lock you in, and then just give me about 24 to 48 hours. I'm
Sure.
gonna think. I'm gonna really just cultivate the highest choice and
Mhm.
decision that we can make, and we'll figure
Mhm.
that out. So give me 24 to 48 hours. Just shoot me your number, and yeah, just act on the information I gave you, and you'll trust me. You'll start seeing a lot of success.
That's awesome. Thank you so, so, so much for your time. I appreciate it. I'll send you my my phone number through Messenger, and then yeah, we'll keep in touch. Take your time. I understand.
Sure.
Take your
Absolutely. Well, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day now. Have a blessed one. All right.
All right, you too, man. Thanks.
No problem. Later.